Hello and welcome to a brand new series on the channel. For this series we're going to be playing Subnautica. Now for the few of you who don't know what Subnautica is, it's a game which was in early access a great many years ago and eventually did come out in 2018, and it does actually have another title in its series coming out relatively soon, I think in the next couple of years. So in the interest of introducing that, I wanted to play Subnautica and probably Below Zero as well, so that I could play the third game on the channel without any confusion. So for the few of you who don't know what it is, basically you land on an alien planet, the planet is covered in water, and the entire game bar a few sections takes place entirely underwater. With that out of the way, let's get straight into it. We're going to be playing standard survival, so we'll have to worry about food, health, water, and oxygen, and a bunch of other things as well, to be honest. Let's get in there.
Launch in 3, 2, 1.
Classic. Okay, so now we're playing the video game. These things are a damn death trap. Grab the fire extinguisher, hold right click to put this out. First lesson of survival. Fire hurts.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
Thanks, voice in my head. So, this is the PDA. I won't go into too much detail because everybody hates when you just spend the first hour of a video game let's play just going, and this is the inventory screen. Here you will find slots where you can put your stuff. Things that you might find in here, you know, like, ugh. Save me the trouble, okay? Let's press escape. Sorry, let's press tab to close that. Actually, I do kind of want to take the fire extinguisher off the hotbar, because, like, how do I put this? Fire's probably not going to be the biggest concern you have in this game. No, it's probably the opposite of fire. Let me explain.
The Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
And here we are, on top of our pod, in a massive planet covered almost entirely with water. Yep, we're screwed. Let's head back into the escape pod real quick. So, in here, we have this damaged secondary systems thing we have to repair, and we have a medkit fabricator, which will give you first aid kits, and a radio. This is very important for the story of this game. Yes, this game has a story, I know, it's crazy. All the games I usually play don't. Right, so this is your fabricator, it's like your crafting bench, right? Here you can make everything you need to make, but I can't make anything because I don't have anything in my pockets. We do also have a storage container here where you'll find some flares, some food, and some water. Let's grab a couple of those just in case I need them. In fact, I should eat that food. There we go. Right. So, if you want to do stuff in the game, you're gonna have to go underwater. So let's just get this out the way, shall we? Okay. This is the worst. I hate water. So if you want to find resources, you want to find these little rocks. You want to smack them. Titanium. Fundamental resource of all human technology, as we know. You can also get it from these metal salvages. And we're a little bit of a cave here. Now you'll see my oxygen there on the bottom left is at 18 seconds, so let's scoot up real quick. Now then, we should probably figure out what we want to build before we go doing that. So to turn that titanium stuff into more titanium, we use this. And you'll see it just magically does it for us. Wonderful. So one thing I do like to do straight away is get an O2 tank, because it gives you a lot more time underwater. So let's build that. There we go. So we've got 75 seconds underwater now. helpful. And you'll notice immediately you unlock the ability to make the high capacity one, but we're a little bit off of having the stuff to make that, so let's come back to that in a second. The main thing you want to get when you start in Subnautica is the repair tool, which requires silicon rubber and cave sulfur and titanium. So let's pin that recipe and we'll see the components we need for that. Now, to make silicon rubber, we need creepvine seed clusters, and just to help illustrate that point a little bit more, we can pin that as well. That's going to be the easy part. To get creepvine seed clusters, you want to come over to these seaweed, or kelp, I suppose the Americans would call it. Vines? Trees? You get what I'm trying to say. Anyway, we want to avoid those horrible things over there that are going to eat us. Grab that. That can make 2 fiber. I'm not going to take any more than what I need, because right now this is all the inventory storage I have, plus the little thing in the pod there. Now, if you do find yourself in need of oxygen, you can come over to these. I think they're called brain corals, and if you just float above them for a little bit, they'll feed you oxygen. I'm sure there's absolutely nothing unhygienic about that at all. So, the last ingredient you'll see there is cave sulfur, which is probably the most annoying thing in this game to get early on. We want to go into, you guessed it, a cave. I don't know if you're familiar with caves and the ocean, but they're probably the 2 worst places to be on air, and we're on an alien version, and we have to go into caves underwater. I hope you're not claustrophobic, afraid of caves, or afraid of the ocean, because there's going to be a lot of this shit in the game. Now, what we're looking for is a little pod. Not these gasopods. Oh, we angered a guy. It's fine, they're honestly pretty lazy, but just swim away from him, he'll get bored eventually. Yeah, see, they're not exactly a big threat in this game, but they'll still hurt if they bite you. Where can I find some cave sulfur? Ah, here we go. You'll notice the fish inside it is now chasing me. And as all good evolutionary dead ends do, it explodes to try and kill you, but you can come to the cave sulfur here and get that. Subnautica is a very fun game. I'm glad I'm playing it on the channel finally. I've been meaning to do that for a while. And it's just got so much stuff. Now, I've never actually finished Subnautica before, so like, there is still stuff for me to learn about this game, which is nice. Let's make that silicon rubber. Let's make ourselves the repair tool. Probably the first thing you should do, other than getting a few titanium for a oxygen tank. We want to repair this with right click.
Lifepod secondary systems online. Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
So, we'll see here that we have power now, and these are solar power cells, they'll just regenerate. It's very little power though, all things considered. 75 power is not a lot. Using your fabricator a lot will actually drain that, and if you run out of power, nothing bad will happen, but you won't be able to use things that use power. This also gradually makes you first aid kits. Now, another thing we need to repair here. The radio. You've got a message, let's play it.
Operation will be dispatched to your location in 9 hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
That is corporate speak for "you're fucked, go die." So we need to find our own way off this planet. Let's unpin these things here. Let's get them out my face. Another important thing for you to make is the survival knife. You're gonna need that to defend yourself a little bit. So let's make one of those.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
I mean, I'm not gonna use a gun underwater anyway, am I? So that's fine. I mean, I'm obviously not gonna need a gun. This planet is perfectly safe. Right, so we got a little databank thingy here. Here you can read the ridiculously extensive lore of Subnautica as you find it. Rough idea here though, we're on the planet 4546b. It's an ocean planet. You can breathe the air. There's a lot of stuff on it. May support Leviathan class predators. I wonder what that means. Also, the water is contaminated. And the planet is beyond the Federation space. Rescue unlikely. So yeah, we have to get our own way off this planet. And you'll get a bunch of voice logs here as well, which I'm just gonna ignore because we've heard them all. Right, so survival knife. It's a knife. You swing it. It hurts things, it breaks things, it's useful. So yeah, our goal is to somehow get off this planet when all we have is a knife and a pod. This should be very easy, I'm sure. So what other things do we want to make for my survival? Okay, so there's a bunch of tools you probably do want. The scanner is very, very important in this game, so let's pin that. And just for the sake of ease, let's pin the battery as well. Probably want the habitat builder. And probably want the high capacity O2 tank. And fins. But we're also going to need to worry about food, so let's talk about food for a bit. Food is needed for survival. I know. And there's a bunch of fish you can catch to eat. There's a boomerang. This is a peeper. Was that a whole fish up here? Give me that. I want to eat it. Whole fish. There's a few more important fish around here, though. Here we got the bladderfish.
Alien life forms may have unexpected applications.
Oh, hello.
Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Eventually, you'll be able to outrun that properly, but in the meantime, let's get these 2 cave sulfurs, which is very useful. You'll also notice that night is falling, because if there's nothing worse than caves underwater, it's nighttime caves underwater. Let's have a quick look around for a couple more fish here. Now, you'll notice those stalkers over there, the guys that were chasing me earlier. They are not edible. I would put that down to cowardice on the player's part, not actually any practical reason. So we do need acid mushrooms to make a bunch of batteries for various things. We need 2 batteries, so let's get 4 acid mushrooms as a starting point. We also need more creep vine seed clusters for more silicon. Let's swim back over there. Now you might want to make a flashlight for nighttime, but I have enough stuff to craft right now. Also, if you want some vegetation, you can use your knife on the creep vine, and you can actually eat that for a little bit of food and water or use it in crafting recipes, but don't really need to. What's this? Hoverfish. Gimme.
Radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core.
That's mildly concerning.
Planet fall.
Get that seed cluster. We're gonna have this. Now there's one more fish around here. We need the legend himself. Where is Gary? Now, as you'd probably expect, this starting area in Subnautica, relatively safe despite all the annoying sounds around here. Just keep an eye out for stalkers. You can always distract them with scrap metal if you're really scared of them. And the other enemy type around here is these, the gasopods. If you get close to them, they'll gas you. They're not very aggressive though. Just kind of there. They're not edible, no. There's a Gary. Right, let's head back to the pod real quick. While I'm out here, is there any limestone outcroppings nearby? And none immediately, but that's fine. We can go find those in a second. So, food cannot be eaten raw. Well, you can actually eat it raw. That is wrong, but you will lose water, and that's not really what you want from your food. You'll notice I've got whole fish, peeper, garyfish, boomerang, bladderfish, and hoverfish. Those are the ones, I think all of them that you're going to find in starting areas. There is even more of them. You'll notice immediately the peeper is the best one. That is pretty much just going to be true for most of the game, and the garyfish is probably the worst. Now, the bladderfish is interesting because it's not really meant to be cooked. You turn that into water. Don't ask me how you turn this fish into a bottle of water. We just do. So, if you want to make these foods a bit better, you want to come into the sustenance tab, and you can turn your bladderfish into some filtered water first. Absolutely horrifying. And then you can cook your foods here. You can cook bladderfish if you're desperate for food and they're the only animal you can find for some reason. My pod is being bumped around right now by a gasopod, which is slightly concerning, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Let's cook all these.
Cooks small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
Yeah, sure they are. Right.
It is common for those accustomed to synthetic foods to be repulsed by eating an animal carcass. Remember that humans survived this way for millennia. You can too. Consider disguising the flavor of unsavory meat with salt or locally sourced herbs and spices.
I don't know what those words mean. I'm from the United Kingdom. Now then. You'll notice the peeper, 32 food, 5 hydration, the rest of them a lot less. So the peeper is going to be your main one if you want to. You'll also notice a durability bar. These do rot. And I've pretty much wasted this just to show you them, because I don't need any food, because you start out with the nutrient block, which is very useful, but let's drink some water, and we'll just see these things gradually degrade over time, to the point where they become not worth eating, because I have enough food anyway. So remember that when you're starting out, you don't need to stock up on food, because it'll rot, and you've got like a few days worth of nutrient blocks anyway. Food becomes more of a concern later on, and honestly, you don't really need to survive off of like fish. You can survive off of things you grow. But it would be really silly to have an underwater survival game where you couldn't eat the fish. So they are there, but they're actually not that efficient an option to use. So let's turn this into some silicon rubber. And let's make some fins, which are obviously going to increase my swim speed by approximately 15%, which is quite helpful, and unlock something else, I think.
The fabricator draws from available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment, using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
Sure. It looks like you don't automatically unlock the next fins. I probably need to bring another material back to the fabricator here for it to be like, ah yes, we know what to do now. You'll also notice we've unlocked a couple more recipes here. We have the Pathfinder tool, which is used for leaving like breadcrumbs as you go through complicated caves, which is quite useful. And a really good one is the air bladder, so I'm actually going to pin that. The air bladder lets you get air underwater, and it lets you fly like really quickly back up to the surface to get oxygen. Very, very useful early game item. We'll be making one of those very soon. Let's also turn that into some titanium. So let me unpin these, because I've made them. So the next thing we need to hunt down is a bunch of limestone outcroppings, which are going to have copper and titanium in them, which are the two basic ingredients for crafting pretty much everything. And you'll find limestone outcroppings basically in your starting area and basically anywhere. There's 2 of them. There's 3.
Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
Wonderful. Thank you, voice in my head. And here's some more limestone outcropping. Get a bunch of copper ore from these. Titanium as well, but not really what I'm looking for right now. Let's grab this bladderfish because we do need one. While I'm out here, let's go get another grapevine seed cluster, because that's going to let me make the flotation device that I've already forgotten the name of. I think that's actually called the air bladder. Grab that. You'll see these piles of scrap here. These are here because the stalker fish just really love scrap, and they like to pile it up. So they're quite useful to have around, because they will pile up loads of salvage for you, and you can steal it from them. And also they drop an item that is basically their tooth, which is used in stuff later on in the game. So stalkers nearby is actually very useful to you. Let's try not to get eaten by them. So let's make a couple of batteries here. There we go. Which has also taught us to make the power cell, which is like a big battery. We want to make probably the most important item in the game after the repair tool and knife, because you're not going to get anywhere without those, but the scanner, which is used for scanning everything, including yourself. But most importantly, this is how you... Yeah, she'll tell you.
From salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
Indeed. Indeed. So basically, if you want to learn to make new things, you need to scan pieces of them scattered across the world with this thing. Also, if you want to learn more about the world, scan it and then read the entry. So I need to make a air bladder, and let's quickly unpin batteries, because I know how to make batteries. That was just mostly for convenience. Get rid of the scanner. So now we're left with 2 things I want to make, but we're also getting a notification there. You'll see that next to the O2 tank thing there. That's telling you you've got a radio message. So let's play that.
This is LifePod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Okay, we might have some survivors. Fun fact, we don't have any survivors, but you know, let's pretend that there might be. So if you go over to LifePod 3 there, you'll find some stuff. But we actually already saw some technology. Going towards LifePod 3 is probably the way to do it though. Oh, no, in fact, we want to come over here. There we go. This is what I was looking for. There's little piles of wreckage here from the Aurora, and actually another ship that crash landed on this world already, which is basically just there to make it make more sense. And we scan things to learn how to make them. There was 50% of a sea glide, which is a very important starting item you'll want to get ASAP. It's used for moving around. Here's a grav trap fragment, which is useful for fishing. I assume other things as well, but I just think of fishing. It just pulls things towards it, basically. See if we can find some more. There's another fragment piece. Here we go, we've learned how to make a grav trap. And we've also got a beacon fragment here.
Acquired.
Beacons are quite useful for navigation. Now, let's say I was too far down to actually get back up there. Well, you can actually just eat the air bladder and it'll give you a little bit of oxygen. Not a lot, but it might be enough to save you. Then when you come back up, it'll fill up. Now, let's say you were really far down and you want to get back to the surface really quickly. Well, you can use the air bladder to ascend very quickly. And that'll save you in that regard as well. Very, very useful early on when you've got very small tanks and you don't have many vehicles sitting around to just get your oxygen back. Oh, hello, a counter. This is just a decorative item, but we might as well scan it. There we go. Any other junk lying around? Alright, looks like a no. So, what we'll do is we'll head towards Life Pod 3 because that is... Oh, it's 500 meters away? Okay, no we won't. There is usually blueprints and story and technology at those, but it is a little bit far away right now. You could do it, I just don't want to, because there's other things I can still do in this area. So, if we want to get that expanded oxygen tank, the first thing we need to do is get glass. Now, glass is made with quartz crystals, which look like this, and are found in very similar locations to limestone outcroppings, basically. There's another crash fish here. Let's try and bait it a little bit, but I still don't think I'm going to outrun them. Yeah, nah. Just make sure you got first aid kits if you're going to be messing with those early on. Get a bit more cave sulfur. Get a little bit more of this. And we'll also have a couple of other things we need to make here. Computer chips and wiring kits. Let's head back up to the surface quickly. There we go. So we need 3 silver. Do what we need to do, but really quickly, let's save myself some inventory capacity. We can make a grav trap, but I don't need one right now. Get some glass. And another piece of glass. Great. So if we can unpin glass now. And then we want to get copper wire. Well, we need silver. Let's talk about silver first. Silver is found in not limestone outcroppings. Instead, it's found in, I think, what's called a shale outcropping, and you want to go deeper or into more dangerous areas, basically, to find that. The first quote-unquote dangerous area you're going to find is going to be this biome here. Yeah, here we go. Sandstone outcropping, that's what it's called. We've got a piece of gold. I think shale is later on in the game, and they look darker, and they are more difficult to break into. You might have to click a couple of times while we're here. You can grab some salt, which is very, very useful as well. Here's some more sandstone. There's some lead, not too helpful right now, but it does have a very imminent use. Let's get some oxygen from the brain coral. Hello, stalker. Lol. Let me take a first aid kit. You get loads of them, so don't worry about them too much. Oh, there's a second. That was a third stalker. Okay, we're going up. I can outmaneuver one stalker, but three's a bit much. Not to worry, this is an entire biome.
Life on this planet grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes. Further study recommended.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. See if we can find some more shale outcroppings. They're usually going to be in the deeper sections. Ah, there's one, actually. We need one more piece of silver. That's lead, damn it. It does have a use very soon, though. We also find, in this biome, mobile vehicle bay fragments. Get those, very important. We need 3 of them total, but that's fine. Oh, there's a sand shark coming into this biome. Gotta be careful of those. They're a bit more dangerous than the stalkers, but not by much. What's this? Limestone. I'll take some more copper. I will need it. Here's some more copper. More copper. Where's all the... Oh, more salt. I need that too. Oh, here's another fish type. Actually, that's a school of those. You can't actually pick those up. Hey, buddy. Just... Ah, here we go, here we go. Come on, silver. Damn it, gold. Lead. Hello, hoverfish. He's just gliding around. Go up. Now, if you want to scan, like, everything, you can. Good luck with doing it some things, though. But it's mostly for lore reasons. I understand the lore of the stalkers. They are big fish with big teeth. Don't go near them. That's all the lore I need. Come on, I just need one piece of silver. Some more salt. Ah, here we go. Cave. That'll probably help me out. Actually, I don't think this is in the right biome to give me it. Let's have a look, though. Yeah, wrong
Detecting
biome.
sulfur deposits in the local cave systems.
Yeah, I noticed.
Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool.
Beat you to that. AI lady. Oh, sea glide fragment hiding in here. Really, really important early game item there. We'll get one of those in a minute.
Acquired.
There's another big pile of junk here. We can get... Now, if you scan a fragment you already know, you just get some titanium, which can be useful if you need more titanium. Let's have a look in this little crash site for anything else useful. There's a forklift here. Can't scan that because this game hates fun, as we know. Or maybe it's because forklifts don't really work underwater, but, you know, I prefer to be annoying instead. Vending machine.
Acquired.
Nothing too helpful to my survival, but nice things nonetheless.
Caution. Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may result in a quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
I sure hope it doesn't explode in a very iconic piece of video game history. Come on, Brain Coral, help me out. Here we go. Come on, just one piece of sandstone with silver in it. Silver's like the most common one. It's just giving me gold and lead constantly. Another Brain Coral, let's inhale it. Leave me alone, stalkers. I'm having very bad luck with finding the sandstone outcroppings in this biome. And maybe this tiny version of the biome is missing any more of them. Is this one or is this limestone?
Oxygen.
Yeah. But I could use that sea glide right about now. One thing at a time, though. Let's get that right. Well, in that case, maybe we should make the sea glide, actually, because that would help me get that 500 meter away thing much faster. Sea glide, we need lubricant and copper wire. Lubricant is our old friends, the creepvine seed clusters. Let's get a couple of those. And we also need copper wire, which again, pretty simple. We'll need a few more acid mushrooms to make the extra battery I need, though. Let's drink some water if I've got any. Oh, my inventory's full and I don't have any water. Okay. Right, so let's do something first. Put some stuff away, actually, first. Lead is just of genuinely no value to me right now, and a bunch of extra titanium can certainly go away. So that salt we collected can be turned into bleach with coral tube samples. Why do you need bleach? Well, I'll show you. But first, let's get some coral tube samples, which are these tubes of coral. How very well named. Just stab them a couple of times. And with salt and coral, you can make bleach.
Bleach is an essential chemical used for cleaning wounds and purifying water.
Well, I'm here, make a couple of pieces of lubricant as well, because it's a lot more storage efficient than the bloody
Is
other
essential
stuff.
in construction of vehicles and power plants.
While I'm also doing this, let's get some more copper wire. I will need 2 pieces. Which is just made from 2 pieces of copper. And we can make the sea glide.
The Sea Glide will increase your effective exploration range. For your safety, please pack supplies for long journeys and stay within 5 kilometers of the nearest life pod or habitat.
Indeed. Now then, the bleach. Sustenance, water. You can make 2 bottles of disinfected water per bleach, and it's a very good water source. Later on in the game, you'll just get purified water from a machine, though.
Ahead of time will help ensure against dehydration.
And you'll see that this gives you 30 water compared to the 20 of the other stuff. Which is pretty good. While I'm low on food, let's see if any of these fish are even still edible. Yeah, they're decomposing at this point. They're pretty much useless. Let's take them. I'll drop them outside and let's take the nutrient block. Like I said, you don't need to catch fish in the first couple of days because you're going to have enough nutrient blocks to survive. So let's drop these decaying fish and hope they despawn eventually. It's kind of grim. They don't float. Oh well, anyway. So yeah, the Sea Glide lets you move a lot faster, as you can see. You can get a map of the immediate area, and you can get lights, which also very helpful. Why I didn't really make a flashlight, because I knew this was coming up pretty soon. Let's really quickly untag the Sea Glide, because it's just clogging up my face right now. So let's get some red table coral to make that computer chip, which is this stuff here. We just want to stab it and then pick it up. Pretty easy. Now I do have the stuff to actually make the other oxygen tank as well, so let's take that off. And then we can use it to upgrade to the high capacity one. So we go from 75 seconds of oxygen to a glorious 135 seconds, which is really good. You can also make a rebreather, but it's more useful later on because in the very immediate future, for no apparent reason, we're going to need a radiation suit, which clashes with this item anyway, so I'll skip that for now. So yeah, we want the habitat builder as well. Not going to be that helpful, I just kind of want one, but let's turn those many items in my inventory into one computer chip. Then we can really clear out some of the shit on my screen. Get rid of that. And get rid of the computer chip as well. So now we just need a couple of pieces of silver and some acid mushrooms. Acid mushrooms are everywhere in the shallows. Pretty easy to get. So, battery. Oh, we got another radio message, hang on. Hello?
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by this Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
I think they got him already.
Uploaded to PDA.
So, there's another life pod added to my thingy. There's 17. Not going anywhere near that. Let's go to 3. Because I think 3 is in another one of those creep vine biomes, and that is where we'll find some more silver, which I need to make the advanced wiring kit, or regular wiring kit, which is used in the habitat builder, which is used to build a base, which would be nice to give me more storage, which is all it would really do right now. Turn the light on. Now, this uses batteries, which you can recharge later in the game, so do pack extra ones if you're worried about that. Here we are, another one of these biomes. Let's keep our eyes open for not shale, I don't know why I keep saying that. Oh, here's another type of fish. What's this called? Hoop fish. Hoop fish and whole fish, huh? Really creative there. Don't go near that. No, it's not. I'm not going near the mesmers. They will try and eat your face, and that's not great. There's also little stabby things there that'll hurt if you go near them. Silver ore, there we go. Right, I got what I needed. Let's go to Life Pod 3 and see what the situation is there. Also, we have a mobile vehicle bay fragment. This takes us into another one of these creep vine biomes. Hey, Life Pod 3, you look oh no, it's fucked, isn't it? Yep. It's fucked. Let's go in here. We can get a little abandoned PDA.
You really think it'll carry 2 of us?
And a data box with a compass.
The power cell reaching this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
I'm sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the light pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
By the way, I do have subtitles turned on. Don't know why they're not really actually working for the PDA entries. It's kind of annoying. But it's fine. Let's go back to my pod and build that thing we needed. Actually, before we do that, also we've learned how to make a compass. Is there anything I need here for that? Compass, wiring kit. We need more silver, so let's stay here for now. I do need to find another mobile vehicle bay fragment as well. That's pretty important. Let's find 2 more silver in that one thing. Here we go. Oh no, it's a Sea Glide fragment, never mind. My day is ruined. Oh, hello there. Silver ore. We need another one of those. Gold. Mobile vehicle bay fragment, that's what we need.
New blueprint acquired.
That'll let us build vehicles, none of which we can actually make yet, so there's no point trying to do that. But it's a necessary step in it. There's another piece of ship here that might have some fragments or something for us. Let's have a look. For an entrance of some kind, or if this is just a chunk. Hello there. There's a hole here. What do we have inside? We got a PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
This just has some information about Bart Torgal. If you care, pause now. Moving on. Bench. Another mobile vehicle bay fragment, another one there. So if you find this chunk, you can probably get a couple of pieces of that thing right out the way. Swivel chair. This... Okay, we need a laser cutter to get in there. I don't have a laser cutter, so we'll just try and remember that this is here, I suppose. Or does that just take you outside? It just takes you outside, so we don't actually need that. Right, let's see. What's this? Another mobile vehicle bay? Yeah, there's everywhere now that I don't need it. Let's have a look for that one extra piece of silver I need then. I'm having that issue again where I can't find any sandstone outcroppings. Ah, here's one. Give me silver. Oh, lead. Let me get some oxygen. Oh, well, this place is horrible and also has what I need. There's some more lead. Silver. This. Aye, aye.
A common complication for cave divers is loss of orientation, followed by eventual asphyxiation.
Thanks for the tip, lady. More gold. Yeah, if you can find a cave in this biome, you'll find loads of outcroppings that you need. Let's head back to the pod, shall we? Here we are. Make those two wiry thingies. Then we can make the habitat builder very easily. Now, another thing you can do with salt, by the way, is use it to make cured foods, which I think aren't quite as good as the cooked versions, but they last longer. And they dehydrate you, so they're not really that worth it to make. But if that is a concern, there's your solution. Right, so have I got the stuff to make another bit of copper wire? Oh, am I out of copper? No, I need one more piece of copper. Okay. Let's find one limestone outcropping, shall we? Well, we might need to find like 10. You know how the game is. There we go, first try. Make the copper wire. And make myself a compass. Which will just tell me which direction north is. It's quite useful. So, we can unpin all the things we've made. I've made so much stuff in this first hour of the game, haven't I? Where is that thing I want to get rid of? There we go, compass. So, the habitat builder is probably something I can play with for a little bit here. So our... Oh, we got another radio message. 1 second here. Tell me more.
This is Avery Quinn, trading ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime?
I think the issue's slightly more. Oh.
You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
Is that supposed to be a joke? I don't appreciate that voice in my head. Anyway, I think it's more than a little bit of engine grease. So yeah, we got a little starter base here, no way into it yet, so let's get a hatch. Which is going to require a little bit of quartz. I don't know if I have any quartz, but we can get it quite easily. Alright, we need to hunt down some quartz, that's fine. Let's go find a cave. Ooh, crashfish. You know, we got the thing, but didn't actually do any damage. They've not respawned any cave sulfur yet. More quartz. Even more. There's loads of it around here. Oh, my inventory's full, that'll do. Alright, so I've built up the base a little bit here. It's got a hatch. It's got a window, and it's got a bunch of storage in it. Oh, 1 second.
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. For your convenience, the radiation suit has been new blueprint in Aquas.
Okay, that's concerning, and now we need a radiation suit if we want to go anywhere near that. Let's take a look at the radiation suit, though. You need fiber mesh and lead. And that's it. Now, what is fiber mesh? Well, if we head over to our beloved friends, the seaweed trees, or creep vines, and just get a bit of that, and then head back to the base, we can turn that into fiber mesh with 2 pieces of creep vine cluster. Now, I've presumably got some lead left. I think I left it in the actual house, though. Head over here. And get some lead. Here we go. Make a radiation suit. There we go. And now we just won't need to worry about radiation, which is pretty important early on here because you'll need to go into the Aurora for a variety of reasons later on. In the meantime, I really need to hunt down... Well, first of all, extra batteries would be nice, but I need to hunt down more schematics. How many of these did I just pick up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get an 8th. Let's see if I can hunt down 4 pieces of copper for just a bunch of spare batteries so that I don't have to worry about the sea glide here. Oh, we're in this biome. That's not what I was looking for. There's 1 copper. Let me pin the battery, actually. That would make this a little bit easier. There we go. So we need 4 copper. Another one there. Hello. There's a wreckage here. Is there anything useful, though? I'm just seeing grav traps. So many grav traps. Another radio message. I'll check that in a minute. We've got a biome down here. It looks a little bit dangerous, but it's honestly pretty chill. Oh, another type of fish here. Spadefish. Now, immediately as you head into this biome, you'll hear the horrifying sounds that are just meant to trick you. Let's get some oxygen. Those sand sharks are the danger here, as well as the biters. Those big things are perfectly chill. Oh, we ran out of power. Let's see. The habitat thingy doesn't need to have a battery right now, so if we press R on that and unload the battery, we can load that into this, and then we can keep moving. Let's go say hi to a reefback. They're perfectly chill, big old guys that just make the most horrifying sounds ever, don't you? Look at him, he's glorious. You can scan him, and you can get stuff off his back as well. Oh, there's a baby one. There we go. Reefback Leviathan. I'm sure that's the Leviathan class stuff it was talking about. Oh, some copper from his barnacles. Thank you. Oh, that's a very good source of that, actually. Good to know. We also got a baby Leviathan here. Baby Reefback. Good day. Thank you for the copper. I'm going home now. Actually, let's head down here real quick. See some wreckage. Now this, I forget what this biome is called. Bloodgrass biome? I think I'm getting that confused with blood kelp, which is a very different thing. Either way, it's a pretty safe biome. Reefbacks and sand sharks, not too dangerous. Let's have a look around this wreckage for something I can use. Let's get some oxygen first. It'd be really useful if I had a beacon right now, because that cave over there is quite useful. Try and remember that we're 500 meters to the west of the pod. Someone remember that for me. 500 meters to the west of the pod, and there is a cave. What the hell was that? Oh, it's a sand shark. They're a lot like the stalkers. They're not that dangerous, but they will bite you and it will hurt. There's a bottle of water. We've got a propulsion cannon fragment, pretty useful item there. There, what's this? A laser cutter fragment, another really useful item. You'll need that a lot in the game. Grab that, 1/3. We can open this with our hands. Good thing there's water on the other side, or there's a 0% chance you'd be able to open that with the pressure difference. Battery charger, very useful item. Let's find that, please. Oh, yes. Battery charger just makes batteries way easier to work with, but we will need a power source. There's sealed doors here, which means we need the laser cutter. Oh, there was a battery charger fragment there as well. You can get so many fragments of that in here. Let's grab this desk.
30 seconds.
Let's
New blueprint
ascend. Try not bump into the reef back. He doesn't need to be uppercutted, he's just chilling. There we go. That was useful, but we still need a laser cutter to really make full use of that place, I think. This biome is one of the places you will find laser cutter fragments though, so keep your eyes open and you should find it.
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Oh, we also get sea moth fragments here. Hello. This is the first vehicle you can make in the game, and we want to find fragments for that very quickly because it's actually really easy to make.
A nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
Yeah, my own eyeball scanners noticed that, lady. Didn't need your help with that, actually. Is there another sea moth fragment around here? That would be really handy to just get that out of the way right away. What's this? Scanner room. Sand shark, get out my fucking face. Don't eat something without a knife. Please. I will give you massive indigestion. Never eat something bigger than you. Like, come on. We've learned to make the scanner room, which is quite useful. I don't know why I can make the scanner room after only finding one. Maybe that's a bug. Or not even a bug, but like just an error in the playback of the voice line. Anyway, we can make the sea moth now, which is huge. And we've also learned how to make the plasteel ingot. I'm guessing that's what was added to my thing, not the actual scanner room. We still need to find a bit more of that. But we learned how to make the sea moth, and we've learned how to make the battery charger, and we've learned a piece of the laser cutter. Let's maybe head up a little bit faster here. Hang on. There we go, continuing on. Let's go make these extra batteries. Now, there is a biome down there in that cave. It's absolutely horrifying, and we do not have the equipment to go in there yet, I don't think. But there is something here. What's this? Scanner room fragment. Let's eat that. Now remember that item I had mentioned earlier, which I may have cut out in the video anyway, but if I didn't, there's a thing called lithium that we need to make reinforcements for the base. You find it down there. Among a bunch of other places, obviously. It's not just exclusively there. Right, that was a successful expedition into whatever the hell that biome's called. I always forget what they're called in this game. Okay, but that is actually going to do it for today, because I have enough footage already to make a video, and I don't want to have to cut things out to make this a reasonable length. This is probably going to be a 40-minute video as it is. So let me know if you're enjoying the Subnautica series. In the next episode, we will hunt down a sea moth, because that's probably pretty important, and all the things you need to make it. I want to find the laser cutter and the propulsion cannon, because you pretty much need those if you want to go to the Aurora and make full use of it. So we'll get those as well. And I want to learn to make beacons, because, again, very useful. The scanner room is also on the table. I need a battery charger as well. So there's plenty of things to do. In fact, let me mark them. The things I need to make and learn how to make. So mobile vehicle bay and sea moth. Where are you? Sea moth. Which will also require power cells, which will also require a lot more batteries, so we'll be hunting more of those. And yeah, that's probably all I'll need immediately, plus the laser cutter, the propulsion cannon, and beacons. And we also need to make solar panels to make full use of the battery charger for the base as well, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. That can all wait for the next episode. Part 2 will come out tomorrow, and then we'll start a 7 Days to Die series to go on at the same time. I don't know how many episodes the Subnautica series is going to be. Usually my secondary series like these are 10 episodes long, but Subnautica is a long game, so it might be between 10 and 20. I don't know if I could get a full 20 episode series out of it, but probably more than 10. You've got that to look forward to. If you want early access to these videos, remember my patrons and members do get that. But anyway, in the meantime, special thank you to my members and patrons. If you want to become one of those, there are links in the description to do so. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out another one? I would recommend the one on the top right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.